Okay, guys, and this is a second and then addendum. And yes, I just came back and I just recorded what you guys are going to see first. A proceeding. That's what I just recorded it. I just got back from McDonald's and the Dollar Tree store in this particular neighborhood. I want you guys to know that over the past few years, I've focused on uh, finishing up my legal article. I did so in January 2022. I finished it up. For the most part, I did do some editing thereafter, but I finished it up. I completed it in 2022, and I've worked on my work papers, my former commentaries. I evolved them into official work papers for the most part, and I've done my work reports and audit reports and this and that. I've authored everything by myself, authored, including transcribed everything by myself, and they were not vocalized. Okay, I don't. What is vocalized as provided on YouTube, and what was specifically said, specifically explicitly per that instance, was never transcribed within any report, work paper, or other published document. Content within my vocalization, my monologues, obviously are within the work papers and work reports naturally, and my other published works. But I want you guys to understand what I'm trying to say to you guys. Okay, so we're not going to have any sort of convolution that's going to lead to the renunciation of any judgment by the United Nations Security Council or any internal tribunal of the federal government of the United States separately or in partnership with any other entity, international or not. Private law or private corporation law or rules and procedures are not going to govern any particular judicial matter or or any a sort of a mediation matter which was recommended or ordered by judicial entities and so forth. And there's no lawful a communication with Interpol which has clarified any sort of charge against me or impending charge or wanted list, including my identity or name or my photo or my profile. That's just not going to exist. I want you guys to know that creating fake Interpol offices or creating fake Interpol email accounts and communicating that Shawn Dexter John is wanted by some sort of FBI agent or agency or subsidiary, that's not going to pan out because none of that is real and none of that correlates with law and policy. And no one is requesting that any of that becomes real. Only what I have published are real. Only what I have published are real. My literary publication, my literary works, they are real. And my work reports and my audit reports and all of that. My communication of UN Security Council uh, judgments and rendered judgments are real. And internal tribunal judgments are real, as I have explained in detail. I want you guys to know that. Okay? So yeah, this is the same person speaking. These are not multiple individuals, and I'm going to have to consolidate these video recordings as the first part, and these two last segments here are going to serve as well. Yeah, these last parts. I'm pretty sure of it. They're going to serve as uh, addendums to the first part of the two-part publications I'm presenting here on YouTube, and it's going to be linked over to LinkedIn.com. And today is March 8th, 2024. In earlier parts of the two-part publication, I'm trying to recall, I might have said March the 7th, 2024. I might have done so. I'm so busy, I'm going to have to, I did just publish the first draft of my work paper on the Central Bank of the Americas, the future Central Bank of the Americas, and the Central Fund of the Americas, and certain, certain, I guess, viable information or vital information, concerning the overall project, the overall negotiation, the overall interests of the Central Intelligence Agency and Interpol alongside the United Nations are covered, related to NATO and agents who are going to come over here for my rescue and that of my family members, and to be able to help me safely walk Rashida into heaven, into celestial heaven, the third dimension. This has nothing to do with any simulation or augmented or virtual reality or any such concept. This has to do with reality, top secret. I am Jesus Christ. I am God. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk Mary Magdalene hand in hand into heaven, and I'm going to get Courtney Anderson. She's going to have my children. Okay, the person that Rashida was forced to be with, the person who was in a porn video with her, or purported as being in a porn video with her, the ex-husband or ex-partner of Courtney Anderson, is going to have to deal with a lot of trauma. He's going to lose. He's never going to see Courtney Anderson again. And when he sees her again, she's going to be pregnant with my child. And then when he sees her again, she's going to be, I mean, she's going to be obviously pregnant and not throwing up. Her tummy is going to be obviously pregnant. She's going to be completely pregnant, and it's not going to be fat. Okay, I'm going to get Courtney Anderson to myself, and I'm going to get Rashida Williams back, and she's going to have an altered avatar, altered human being, a human body. She's going to have an altered human body when she returns with me from heaven, and she's never going to see Jordan, whatever his name is, ever again, or the purported Jordan McGriff ever again. That's the reality. So I want you guys to know that he's gonna lose his leg. He said yes to Rashida Williams losing a leg. We recorded his statements. I was provided to me, and I was in shock. He really said, "Cut the bitch's leg off." That bitch is a slut, thinking that West Indian men know how to have sex better than the rest of us. We have it recorded. Interpol and the CIA has it recorded. They were reenacting their conversations, and they said, well, this is what we said, and we're just going to reenact it, and whoever the fuck were the challenges of what we did to Rashida, they're just going to have to show up. So we recorded their honest statements of what they said when they got her leg amputated. She will never believe that truth, but she's going to find it out the hard way if she's stupid enough. Okay, I'm going to walk her into heaven. She's a brilliant person, and I did, for the most part, make sure that she received an education at Harvard University, a real education. Okay? And not just a sexual education for me and only me. All right? I want you guys to understand that. And I'm not superficial or any of that, you know? I want you guys to know that. I'm the only man she has ever met. Trust me. Grown man. I'm very serious. You guys are not going to be able to compete with my logic or my wisdom. I'm going to be quite arrogant and shocking in destroying these men's egos. And their mothers, who have babied them into remaining little boys no matter what size they are. Little boys. They haven't worked in 20 years talking about their fathers, and that's why they don't have to work. They live on child welfare, and it's a secret that only Americans get child welfare or allowed to get child welfare payments. Little boys. Little boys. While white Americans are working their asses off to keep their big houses and stuff, saying, well, they're just going to believe that and remain in the ghettos or lower middle income communities. I can't handle that little boy shit anymore. African Americans are going to be re-educated and reformed over the next 30 years into complete affluence on a global level. We're gonna leave all of that little boy shit behind. The fake documents stating that they worked, that's not going to work anymore. The request to add numeric values to their past earnings and this and that by completely incompetent, caring mothers who are not into doing the right thing. They're not considerate. Okay, I got you guys good. I'm going to walk my woman. I'm going to get my woman back. I haven't been with her in 12 years. I'm going to get her back, and I'm going to get my daughter, and she's going to watch me and her mother walk into heaven. Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. Okay, her soul is pretty young. She had to go through a lot of hell to be able to be with me in nirvana for the rest of eternity, with her sisters, her aunts and sisters and so forth, are protecting her as innocent for the rest of eternity. Okay? I love her more than everyone else in heaven within my city of God and angels, because she's my daughter who turned into my wife and never blames me or makes me feel bad about it. She turned into my chief angel and first lady, my chief wife. Okay? Hey guys, there were lookalikes who were hired to purport that Rashida did not lose a leg, but we have all of the files and everything documented. The real Rashida Williams, she's here within this particular vicinity, and we've communicated to the whole Interpol community all over the world. The photos and videos of her missing a leg, and we're not speaking about a penis or we're not speaking about a chicken leg. We're speaking of an anatomical leg, and it's not augmented, virtual, or simulated regarding the footages. Okay? She wants to walk into heaven with me to be able to get a new body, a new human avatar, real life, not computer related, not imagery related. And so she's sold you guys out. And she's going to be very ruthless in protecting me and the Central Intelligence Agency objective of making sure that human beings are perfected enough to be able to get into heaven. And that's going to mean Bad-minded individuals who are pathological are going to have to pay out her wrath, not me. I want you guys to know that. All right, so that's what I want. That's what I was trying to communicate to you guys earlier. All right, guys, my security says no one is going to bother me or Rashida for the most part, and Jordan McGriff is going to agree to losing his leg to cover everything up, or he's going to spend 10 years in prison. He says she does not believe that he set her up anymore, but she's lying the whole way through. And she's gonna say there are benefits to being with Jordan McGriff just in case Shawn dies and he does not return to the planet. But everyone is laughing at her because everyone is prepared to walk into heaven with me. Okay, they know that I'm not gonna die. All right, they know that I'm immortal. I really am. My security just covers it up, but I'm immortal. Okay, the song by what's his name? The short rapper. I'm trying to remember. He had a box around him. There was a song called "The Box," a hip hop song. I did not even really listen to much of the lyrics or take it seriously at all. I haven't done so in a while. It's a short rapper, and the song is "The Box." I think that's what the title of the song is, and you can see him standing in a box. I have a box around me. I'm not in a simulated world. I'm not in an augmented reality. I have a box around me, which makes me immortal, for the most part. And if anyone figures out a way how to breach it, my security is standing at all times, is always there to just make sure that there's no possible breach for the most part. I walk into portals that makes it damn near impossible for me to be breached for the most part. But there are possibilities in between. That's what we communicate. That's the particular lie that we communicate just to see if there are folks out there who are crazy enough. Okay, and we've identified a few. Okay, so I want you guys to know what the hell is going on. They told me to curse right away so that they know that the Central Intelligence Agency and Jesus Christ is as serious as they get. I died on the cross to be able to hurt bad people in fixing them and not feel bad, to be able to get everyone into heaven. It's unfair to misguide for nature to misguide people into doing the wrong thing. So I cry about it. I cried in advance about it. Father, they do not know what they do. But I'm very serious when they're pathological in being bad, not sinful, but being criminal, in being criminal. Okay, I'm serious. I am Jesus Christ. I'm God, and I'm always that being at all times. Don't ever say I'm not Jesus Christ God anymore. Don't ever play with the mind of that young woman ever again. That's my wife, Rashida Williams. That's my wife. I'm gonna walk her into heaven, and she's never gonna say what look-alike or decoys or clone-like decoys or twin sisters from another planet. She's not gonna believe in any of that silly shit anymore. There's no twin sisters from any other planet. Those are lookalikes who just happen to look like her based on probability, science, physics, nothing else. Okay, I want you guys to understand this. To explain this part, I've been so busy over the past few years in an author in my work papers and my work reports, and tidying up my legal article. I actually finished it up. The legal article, The New Society's Concepts and Their Perception of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality, the legal article version of my original book sketch published with iUniverse in 2012. I finished the legal article version in January 2022. I did it in like 3 months, actually 2 months, actually 2.5 months. I really did all of that on my own, just like I did the whole book sketch on my own. But essentially, I haven't had an opportunity to audit more than a few stores and organizations and stuff and their management in this particular neighborhood here in Orlando, Florida. I've been working on evolving my authored commentaries, authored just by me, into work papers authored only by me, exclusively by me also. There's no additional author. There are no additional authors whatsoever. All right. And I did the work reports and the audit reports by myself regarding what has been transcribed, and the video recordings, obviously, they've been done by myself, and those are not professional in nature. Those are just evidence in what my correspondences and my communication method and efforts to the world without having used YouTube before. But I just want you guys to know how we communicated, and then we erased the video recordings. We have certain devices and softwares that allow us to do that within Interpol and the Central Intelligence Agency, not within the customs of the federal government of the United States or any other member state of Interpol. This special partnership between the United States government and Interpol will serve as lead on the world stage in protecting the United Nations world government. United Nations as it is right now into world government in 20 years, in 2044, and beyond. So I want you guys to know this. Okay, so I've been quite busy doing the work I've done over the past few years. Quite busy. Once again, I'm going to have to say this again because they keep saying we did not understand clearly what he said. Either he spoke too slow, or he spoke too quickly, or it was buffered out, and this and that, just so that they may be able to alter it later on. That's really the intent. That's what I'm being told by my managers. None of that is serious at all. But I just want them to actually get out of the way. We have a lot of work to do. So, but anyway, I've worked hard over the past 5 years or so on, over the past few years or so in publishing my work, my additional work beyond uh, just original commentaries and original book sketch and since 2022, the legal article of the same namesake, The New Society's Concepts and Their Perceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality. And so, yes, it's completely literate, it's completely genius, it's completely comprehensible. It's a bit tough to understand without going over it over and over and over again to the layman and professional alike. But that's the reality. I worked hard on it. It actually took about 2.5 months to actually get done the legal article. I did remove the, the codes, the common commercial codes version segment of the original constitutive charter of the Union of Eastern Caribbean States, which itself was suppositional, propositional, and it was unedited. It was just a quick sketch, but I removed that segment and I said, well, eventually I'm going to work on this later on, and I'm going to hire some economists to be able to focus on remaining within my constraints and writing it out. I'm going to be quite humble in allowing some of the economists and financial and economic lawyers, economic related lawyers, to be able to focus on that within the constraints I'm going to provide later on. Because I'm going to be the sole and exclusive constitutional writer, the author of the Constitution of the Americas, the Constitution of the world, the Constitution of the African Union, or it might be called the Constitution of Africa. I'm going to be the sole and exclusive author of the Constitution of Europe, and eventually I'm going to be the sole and exclusive author of the Constitution of the Asia Pacific, and then the Constitution of West Asia. Okay, that's going to be my job for the most part. All right, I might allow a young boy who has been selected. He's from the Seychelles. He's going to be a national of the United States of America within 10 years. And he's going to move to the United States of America, and he's going to be raised and nurtured into becoming the first president of the Future Security Council of the United Nations World Government. There are only going to be 5 seats, and each seat is going to be occupied by one continental union in perpetuum. And he's going to be the first elected president of that particular council, the Security Council. The Security Council is going to evolve within the world government in 4 decades. Okay, he's going to be the first president of the Security Council of the United Nations world government. Certainly, he's going to be elected, and he's going to be the first commissioner, head of union, or the chief executive of the Union of West Asia. Is going to be the last union to be formed, to be established. It's going to be formed and established in 4 decades at around the same time the Security Council is reformed into what I have ordered within the directive published and communicated to the rest of the federal government of the United States and the international community. So we have a lot of work to get done. All right. So hold on. So, guys, I want you guys to know this. I've only audited a few stores and I guess some of the organizations in this particular neighborhood, prioritizing the Dollar Tree convenience store and its management, and the local fast food store, restaurant, McDonald's, and its management. For the most part, I've been busy, writing up, authoring my work papers, and my formal commentaries evolved into work papers. I authored all of it, the whole process, all of them, the whole process. So regarding the whole process, I've authored all of my commentaries, evolved into work papers, all parts of it, all parts of all segments of the process, the related process. Okay, so essentially, I'm gonna have to. Okay. So we've had folks donating food at this particular place, and they brought turkey over and corn, and they said, well, he believes that he was actually Christopher Columbus because we placed turkey in his refrigerator into his freezer and his corn. We were waiting for them to state that. Okay, you guys are gonna envy me for the rest of this life. All right, you're gonna know. You guys are gonna believe everything I say. In 4 weeks, we are gonna nuke Lower Manhattan. No one is gonna die. The evacuation procedures are serious, but we're gonna be quite demonstrative. My agents are gonna be shocking. You guys are gonna be in a lot of pain. Okay, and there's not gonna be any arrest or detainment or interrogation or harm or decease of myself or any associate. We warned you guys in advance.